It is a first alert weather day here in the valley, and really this is going to be taking place overnight as the storms are just now pushing into the oil patch in western parts of North Dakota. All along this extended line from the Regina area all the way into South Dakota, it looks like a long line of severe thunderstorms warnings throughout as these are moving to the east at a pretty good clip, and they continue to produce some severe weather with gusts approaching 70 miles per hour measured as these storms went through the Williston area. That bowing line segment heading right along the Highway 2 corridor. What we mean by bowing is this backward C shape to this cluster of storms in the northern portion of northwest North Dakota. Those trail off out towards an area near Beach, and then as we look at these storms just punching into Dickinson, those are some mean ones. Do you see the blues on here? This is our high-resolution Doppler radar indicating where the best chance for hail is. And as we take you in a little bit closer, Dickinson, seeing this storm punch in, there's the backward C shape. And from the apex of this bow, right about here and northward, that's where we'll have a lot of spin with this storm. We could see a spin up there as it's making its way up to the east. Here's a look at velocities in the storm where you see these bright greens, nasty and strong west winds there. And do you see this spinning going on right into the town of Dickinson? That storm is pretty mean, and there is some rotation within it as it pushes its way through. And that's when we talked at 6. We mentioned that threat for a brief spin up is possible even into the overnight. That's what's taking place right now. We're going to keep our eyes on that. These are storm reports, and all of these that you see here, a lot of wind reports in the northern tier of storms. Down south here lately, more hail potential with those cells heading into the early overnight hours. Let's get right to your hour-by-hour forecast and not make you wait for the details. As we go in towards midnight, we could see the development of some new storms forming along the South Dakota border. So the James River Valley may be the first to see some storms moving in. That's new, an update from the 6 o'clock hour. Now, as we push through the deep overnight hours, that main line will start to punch its way in, while that line that formed over the James River Valley works its way into the FM area. So some of us in the southeast may see 2 rounds of storms. Here we go. Devil's Lake, Highway 200 points north that we got waterlogged with over the last 10 days. Somewhere between 6 and 12 inches of reported rainfall in these areas. Going to get hit with some more. Wind is going to be the primary risk from these storms as we go through the deep overnight. A few might have some hail, mainly in the southern tier of cells. And then flooding rain potential up north where we've been inundated with rainfall over the past 10 days. Notice this timing. So they hit our western counties between 1 and 3 in the morning. Then they move into the Red River Valley between 2 in the morning and 4 in the morning, off into western Minnesota. And look at this. Almost like they punch into some more energy here as they get reinvigorated by around daybreak out there in Lakes country. Still raining in the south. The good news is they're fast movers. So some of our areas in the south may not get the 6 to 12 inches of rain like those slow moving soggy soakers of last week. As we go through daybreak, 7:30 in the morning, storms ripping through places like Hubbard County and into Beltrami County and Point South. Temperatures to start your day will be in the 70s. The severe threat, I believe, will continue in the overnight hours, with the main threat being gusty straight line winds. The second threat being flooding rainfall up in northeast North Dakota, northwest Minnesota. The third main threat will be some isolated hail. And then as we go through our day tomorrow, it looks quiet for most of it. Temperatures rise from near 70 in the morning, well into the 80s again. And if we do have afternoon thunderstorms, the best chance of that will be from our central Minnesota counties and eastward. Here is your current conditions as we take a look at our view from the Home of Economy camera in Devil's Lake, where we see some clouds. 79 right now at Hector. 81 is your temperature in Moorhead. Temperatures elsewhere range from the 60s in central Minnesota to mid and upper 70s out near Jamestown. Your forecast tomorrow, more heat. And most of the day looks dry after those morning storms exit. Afternoon storms will redevelop in central Minnesota. We'll keep you apprised to the risk of severe with those. And Mary, thanks so much for taking the time to upload this beautiful double rainbow vibrant over Tamarack Lake. Thank you so much. Here's your planning forecast. Quieter weather and summer-like Thursday and Friday. A couple of storms on Saturday, Andrews, sizzle on Sunday with near 90-degree readings, and a few storms return early next week. If you awaken to thunderstorms, we'll be here to monitor them all night and into the morning. Tune us in. Get your weather app from Valley News Live out. We'll let you know what's coming your way.
It's always handy, that weather app.